to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show!
118 times, guys. 118 times. Wholesale Hotline has come live on a Monday evening, and it's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. I'm Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP. I got Jamil Damji, Mr. $2.5 million over a text message. No big deal. Let him finish that text. Pace knows what I'm talking about. Not going to take it, though. Take the depreciation. Own those units in Arcadia. Am I right, Pace? Morby, Mr. Sub 2.
I'm going to follow Jamil's lead on that. I think he's got a plan.
He's got a plan. All right. Fantastic. Well, let me open up with this, guys. I've got two quotes as we warm up our brains here. You ready?
Damn, not just one today. You got two?
Not just one. We're going two. Anything of significance is going to be hard. Remember this: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Your choice. Do you want to work hard, start your own business, grow it into a great enterprise, and then achieve financial independence? Or do you want to stay where you are and hope that the government has enough money to dole a little bit to you each month?
Oh, you know what? I want the government to do everything for me.
Right.
You know?
I think that's interesting. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Right?
Bro. The pain of regret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you one thing, okay?
Yep.
I've never seen a disciplined person say, God, how terrible my life turned out going through all that hard work.
Yep.
Oh my God, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
What a terrible waste of time all that hard work and discipline
all that value I provided.
Oh my God, like I just wish I hadn't spent my days just being productive and worthwhile in the world.
Being a great example, great model, right?
Yeah,
it's
man.
really interesting. It comes down to that, though. I think the discipline of doing the right things, doing the boring things oftentimes over and over and over and over, but always with your eye on providing value.
Always there. Also, remembering that at the end of the day, as much as we as entrepreneurs love the freedom of our lifestyles, of being able never to be told what to do, of being able to have freedom, control.
Yep.
The more you make your day look like a structured job, the more productive you will be. Guys, look, I watch how much Pace works. I watch how much you work. I watch how much I work. And I can say that we are constantly moving.
Yes.
We are always heading somewhere. Like I was just on an astro flipping call. I just spent a couple hours on an astro flipping coaching call. And I literally ran I'm not going to say what I did. I had to drive very difficultly to get here on time.
Yeah.
But like going from one thing to another, right? Treating my life as though I am on a schedule, treating my life as though that I have things that I've got to do, like my boss is telling me to do them. But guess who my boss is? Me.
Yeah. Love it. Pace, here's the second one. Hitting you with it. I love this one. They say there are three kinds of students. By the way, this is the first one, guys. This was an incredible book. This is the 12 Pillars. This is the one that Tim Bratz is his favorite book. He was on Wholesale Hotline, and shouted out this one by Jim Rohn and Chris Widener. That's 12 Pillars. And then we also have Real Estate Riches by our friend Dolph DeRoos.
Dolph is dope.
And there are 3 kinds of students: part-time, full-time, and eternal. I am the eternal kind by Dolph DeRoos. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
so we've got a couple. Come on through, guys. Come on through. Yeah,
we got a live. We got
some
live studio guests here.
Wave
guys.
to everybody. Say
Look
hello. There we go. All right.
Oh, the young guns.
There we go.
Wow.
We got both of them representing. There you go.
We got the trainers here. We got Jacob Simpson here.
That's
We
it.
got Pat on the hotline here hanging out. What's going on?
I love that.
What do you think?
I love those quotes. I had this thought yesterday. Jamil and I were in Boston answering some questions, and there was a lot of people who had questions about when is it time to hire an assistant.
Yep.
And I thought back to the time where I had a really, really hard time justifying in my own business hiring an assistant. And then when I look back at how silly that was and how insignificant of a decision that it was, such a massive, monumental pivot in my business, or not pivot, but upgrade. But it really was so insignificant. I took so much time, and my mindset was like wrapped around the fear of like hiring an assistant. Right. And then there was other things that went on in my business that same thing. I broke through that. But I had a fear before I did it every single time, till the point a couple of years ago, I realized that every single thing that I'm dealing with right now, I'm going to end up thinking it's silly at some point in the future. So what is there to be afraid of? I'm just going to laugh at myself in 2 years. So stop being fearful, taking action, and just constantly working. Jamil and I went and did we went to the 53 unit that we have under contract, and we did an inspection, and I learned 3 things today. Like, people think that you're not learning once you get to like our level. Guys, we're learning
What did you learn?
So much.
Because unfortunately, I wasn't able to I was at the inspection, but I had to be on a call with our producers to deal with some things. So I was literally hiding in a corner while we were making one of the biggest purchases of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Pace, what can you share with us about what you saw today?
Some things that I observed. One thing, how important it is. It's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to feel it. And you hear people say, oh, it's really important to have a property manager, right? Or an operator to operate bigger asset classes like that. And then when I saw one of the tenants complaining about the other tenants, I Homer Simpsoned from the conversation. You guys know that meme where Homer Simpson like goes into the bushes and he like absorbs into the bushes. Yep. There's 3 or 4 people in the inspection talking to one of the tenants, and I go, this is a conversation I don't need to be in. And I just walked backwards. And the property manager, the operator, basically took care of it. And I was like, this is why you have the right partners or the right property managers. Take all this crap off your plate, which is a fear a lot of people have when it comes to buying properties, right? So that was number 1. Number 2, inspectors really love those types of jobs. Okay. I have never seen an inspector so damn happy in his life, because they go to residential properties. They get paid what, like $400 to $600.
Yep.
On these little single family homes. I don't know what we're paying for this inspection, but I imagine looking at this guy's shit-eating grin.
It was about $4,000.
Oh, dude, this guy, it looked like a $4,000 smile, dog. It was just amazing to see how people change when they're getting paid more, and it was just an observation. The third thing that I observed was, Jamil walking through these units, and there's 53 units. Basically, all of them are 1 bed, 1 baths. Couple of 2 bed, 2 baths. And then there's a maintenance building downstairs on the main level. And they're just, the people who are currently own the property are misusing this maintenance area. It should be another apartment.
Should be a suite.
It should be a suite.
There was about $250,000 in value that nobody's talking about.
And how'd you find this deal?
This deal came from cold calls that a student made.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
And they were cold calling owners of multifamily properties. You can't do that. They don't want to sell it.
Oh, no.
They get calls all the time from commercial brokers. They would never be interested in selling to just a regular investor.
Oh, yeah, no, nobody ever it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's amazing what happens when you have a quality conversation.
Okay, guys, I have one person.
Yep.
One person making phone calls right now has generated more opportunities, has generated more activity. Okay, like we don't know what's going to end up happening with this deal, but we do know that he's going to make money on this deal.
Yeah.
Right. Because if we close, he's going to get paid. If we wholesale, he's going to get paid. Whatever we do, he's going to make money. But he's got 3 or 4 other opportunities right now that are still up in, at play.
Yeah.
And this is just one dude.
Well, and I think it's really interesting, when you start thinking outside of just the normal tired landlord driving for dollars lists, you go through that. Obviously, go through that. You want to call on ugly properties and talk to the property owner. But then, if you really want to make the big deals, you got to increase the price points of those properties. Either get into luxury areas that are older, plenty of them throughout the country. You get into multifamily that is owned by mom and pops, right? And you get into commercial. You could call commercial buildings all day long. I mean, it doesn't end. You could call, you could just open this up forever. I have one caller, Fran, with Call Motivated Sellers. That's where I hired her from. And she has made us, we'll be closing on $620,000 worth of deals this year. One caller.
One person
that I paid $22 an hour. Yeah.
Damn.
The return on investment there is bananas. It's absolutely bananas.
Let me also share with you guys
just
this whole concept that, the market's so crazy. Nobody's doing any business. Okay. Or that you've got to, go spend all this money to do deals. Train us. How much money are you making this month?
$103,000.
What? Oh, hold on. Put that camera on that. How much?
$103,000.
Say it into that microphone, please.
$103,000.
$103,000.
How many cold calls did you make?
Thousands.
Okay, and how many deals did that result in?
That's about that. We're gonna be closing 8 deals this month. Yeah,
8 deals this month.
Awesome.
All agent direct, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're primarily cold calling realtors.
Yep.
Okay, so you're cold calling realtors, going agent direct. Your list costs you how much money?
Free from the title company.
Okay, so you got a free list. You're cold calling real estate agents. You've got 8 deals closing. Is that $103,000 all yours, or is that half of that going somewhere else?
We're making it together, baby.
Wait. So hold on a second. You're telling me you're making $206,000 this month?
Yeah.
And you're sharing half of that with your dispo
Put that
side.
microphone closer to you,
Yeah.
please.
Oh,
Pull it
sorry.
all the way up to you. He's good. Okay.
No, this business doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah, this sounds like a scam.
Let me do something real quick. Can we drop that bell? Jamil, you got to ring it.
I ain't ringing it. I want the trainer to ring it.
All right, get it in here. There we go. Ring that bell.
Boom, 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 boom,
Wait.
boom,
Ring the
boom,
bell
boom.
103,000 times, please.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That is incredible. So real quick, just to ask you, 8 deals, is that from 8 different real estate agents?
Yeah, all different agents.
And you called how many you think?
I think right now we got to talk to like 350 agents every time we lock up a deal.
So 350 conversations to get one deal.
Yeah.
And do you think that you'll get repeat deals from these people after you get these closed?
Our second deal. We closed that on Friday.
Second deal
From one agent.
from the
Yeah.
same person.
Yep.
What do you
I don't
think?
know. I have no idea. It sounds retarded to me.
Congratulations. That is incredible, guys. I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank
That
you.
is awesome. Yeah, keep it going. So when you're reaching out to them and you're asking them if they have these deals and you have to talk to 349 people to get that one deal, doesn't that get like super discouraging?
Honestly, no, because I'm just gonna keep calling until like I got a deal. Honestly, if
Yeah.
I don't got any deals, I got to keep calling.
So you
till I
don't
got
take
one.
it personally.
No.
It doesn't like keep you
No,
up
no,
at
he just
night.
went
It
on
doesn't
streak.
stop you. It
He
doesn't
talked to like 1,400 without locking up a deal.
Yeah. I just got 2 off the bat.
right.
Yeah.
I love it. And it didn't stop you. You just kept going. How many hours do you think? Are you hand dialing them or are they on a dialer?
Yeah, hand dialing off our phones. Yeah.
Hand dialing this.
Yeah.
You're not using a dialer to call 1,400 agents. You're just going down the line. And what about if they ask you for proof of funds? How did
Where'd
you
you
get
get
proof
that?
of funds?
Flip Fund LLC Gmail.
What is it?
flipfundllc@gmail.com. And guys, look, okay, I'm a private money lender, and I'm providing you guys a free, or I think you pay Nino a couple of dollars for processing to get a proof of funds. Please don't spam me. Please don't send me hate mail and messages because I'm trying to offer you guys a free service or like it's a loss for me. I'm just doing this to be helpful to you guys, but like everything I do that's helpful, I get kicked in the kneecaps over.
Yeah.
So I'm very close to shutting down my proof of funds, just because I'm feeling more. If my proof of funds doesn't work, go get another one. That's the answer.
There you go.
If the agent doesn't like my letter, go get another letter. That's my answer. Well,
and I saw on Pace, I popped into your Sunday service 2 weeks ago, and you were pulling up proof of funds and hard money lenders left and right, no problem.
Easy.
You actually just Googled it. Isn't that crazy?
I Google it, and then I call them live, and I show you how easy it is to get one.
Right.
Because I kind of had the same thing. I had somebody utilize my proof of funds, and then the agent said, I'm not going to use this. And then I go, the person used the proof of funds, calls me up and goes, your proof of funds didn't work. And I'm like, bullshit. This is a real bank account, real money, dog. Bullshit, It didn't work. I said, get the agent on the phone with me. So I got the agent on the phone with me, and the agent was like, whoa, okay, this is real. I go, yeah, what made you think it wasn't? They're like, the lack of confidence in the person's voice that gave me the proof of funds is what made me believe it was a scam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I can't be giving this just to anybody. It's like handing a loaded gun to somebody who's never been trained. Ain't gonna happen anymore. Like people.
Yeah, I mean, did you get kicked in the kneecaps by providing a value and service like that to people, Pace? Like, honestly,
I fight this all the time. People say no good deed goes unpunished.
I know.
And I do believe in that. And so I have to cater the thing that I provide to people because there's always some knucklehead that causes issues. It doesn't mean I want to give less. It means I have to add stipulations to what I give.
So my new stipulation is you can use my proof of funds letter, guys, and 99% of agents won't give you hassle for it. For the 1% that do, and if you really need to do a deal with that agent, go get another letter.
Or get some confidence on the phone.
Or get some confidence, or find out from the realtor what the problem is.
Or squat up with somebody in your local market that has the funds.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Connect with a
Keegley. Connect with a Keegley that'll give you a cash balance. Like,
there you go.
There's so many other things you can do. Like, people stop. You get one bit of resistance. This is the hardest part for me to handle. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes in this world of coaching is like one bit of resistance, and then all of a sudden they're just like,
It's because this is no fault of their own, but I'm learning this as a coach, and you guys already know this. No fault of their own. Their jobs, their 9-to-5 jobs, and the world that they've been living in literally tells them exactly what to do in that exact moment, and they can turn around and their boss is over their shoulder. Boss, I just ran into a problem. What's the issue? And they don't have to have any problem solving or resourcefulness whatsoever. And so when you go out into the entrepreneurial world, it's foreign to you when you run into a problem and somebody's not standing on your shoulder. It's the trade-off. It's the trade-off, guys. You have to be resourceful. You have to know how to handle that stuff. Speaking of which, resourcefulness.
Yes.
JF.
Mm-hmm.
How do each of you plan to pivot with the tightening of regulations on strategies such as wholesaling? I love this question. Let me start it out by throwing a couple things out there. Number one, pretty easy. Double close, guys. I'm telling you, transactional funding will be the wave of the future. It's one of the reasons why I started Gator lending, and I started teaching everybody all the Gator lending. So double closes are going to be massive, 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 because that eliminates, Jamil, that's no longer wholesaling. Is that correct?
No, that's buying and selling. That's flipping a house.
Yep.
So you're flipping a house. It's just that the time you're holding is so minuscule that it almost as if you're wholesaling it. So double closing has always and will always work because you are the principal in the transaction. There's no law that says how long you have to own that deal before you sell it to somebody else.
That won't, as long as this country is called the United States of America, you will be able to buy and sell things at a profit.
That is correct. So that's number one. Number two, I think that in the next 5 years, it is going to be almost a requirement for you to have a license to be in this space. And I hate to say that because a lot of wholesalers love this industry because you can watch 3 YouTube videos and go out and make $100,000. And they kind of have an anti-authority viewpoint. And so when you say, hey, go get your license, there's not a problem with it. It actually adds the resource of having access to the MLS and this, that, and the other. You get a lot of backlash. You get 10% of people are like, I don't know why you think I have to go get a license. Guys, I didn't say go be an agent. Just to have a license, just go get a license. I think that is something that's going to help. I mean, look at what Illinois has done. You can wholesale as long as you're an agent. You can wholesale one time a year if you're not. So how do you overcome that? Become a licensed agent, never represent a seller or a buyer. Just go out and do your own deals. It's not that hard. How much does it cost, Brent, to become an agent and stay an agent yearly?
To become one, probably about $1,500 with all the licensing and the tests. To stay one a year, about $500 for the MLS. And then you got to do some continuing education every couple years. Some people just outsource that to their VAs, but I don't know anybody like that. But you could do that. And
I mean, I do. Basically, everybody I know that has a license, has a VA do all their continued education. I won't name any names, but every one of them I know.
I'm wondering what the tightening means. The tightening of regulations.
Well, it's stuff like what happened in Arizona, right? The new Arizona statute that states that all wholesalers, as of right now, it is law. It is not, hey, we're going to do this. It is right now in Arizona. It is legally required for you to tell your seller that you are intending to wholesale the deal. And it has to not only be in writing, it has to be verbally told to them as well. It has to be explained. Okay. And I own a title company. So we've gone through these meetings and we're having these conversations about the legislation that has already passed. This is passed. Okay.
Yep.
So that is tightening and making it challenging for wholesalers. Guys, simple solution. Okay. Simple solution. Double close it.
I've had that disclosure in my contract for 7 years. I mean, that's been in my contract for 7 years. We tell them that every single appointment. I mean, this is nothing. This is business as usual for us.
Right.
I'm glad that they have it in there for people that maybe are misleading the sellers into thinking that they are something that they're not. But interesting. What about anywhere else? Is anywhere else requiring licensing? Because I did a show about 4 months on a Wednesday, and I was showing all the states that required licenses. It's like 2 states.
It's 2 states right now that require it, and even the ones that require it, there's no formal way of enforcing the requirement.
Correct.
So if title companies decide yes or no, then it's something that they've left it up to them.
Yes.
However, there's legislation being passed in other markets. I think 11 more markets where it's possible that licensing become a requirement, or that they require further disclosures. Like right now in the state of Arizona, you're required to say that you were a wholesale buyer.
Yes.
Or the disclosure that we always use is buyer is an LLC in the business of buying and selling real estate for a profit.
Yes.
Seller is aware that buyer is a company who purchases real estate with the intent to make a profit. End of story. Enough of disclosure. That's all the disclosure that's required.
Yep.
When you buy a property in the name of an LLC, that's a company. Are companies not in the world to make money?
That's their whole purpose.
That's the purpose of companies.
For profit business.
Correct.
Yes.
So again, all of these things are incredibly important to do. Having disclosures are there. To Pace's point, he's 1,000% right. You are going to require a license. You're going to require more disclosures and more heavy scrutiny. Why not just get the ball rolling?
Love it.
I like what Brent said. It's honestly, it's business as usual.
Business as usual. But Pace, you and I have been doing something behind the scenes with EXP. Should we talk about it now?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up with Stephanie. She actually brings it up in her question. She says, hey, this is a, if I become a licensed realtor, and want to hang my license at Laura's brokerage, would I be required to act as an agent? Absolutely not. You would not be required to act as an agent. You would just have a license. So here's the thing. If you have a license as an agent, you are required to hang with a broker. You have to hang with a broker. You can't be like a free agent. That doesn't exist. It exists in the NBA, but it does not exist in the MLS realtor world. So yes, Laura and Rahima, Jamil's sister, have joined forces and started a brokerage with Elena Cardone. We have barely even talked about this. We've already had about 100 people request to get signed up with them. And so, guys, we are working on putting a team together. If you guys want to get your license, come over with us. Jamil and I will not be getting licensed. We will be leveraging his sister's license and my wife's license. But we will be part of the training, and we will be part of the additional resources for that real estate agent team, teaching people how to be investor agents, not just agents. Okay. So if you guys are licensed already, send us an email. I will put an email in the side chat for Laura. You guys can email Laura directly, and we will help you guys come on over to our
I don't know
team.
if you're allowed to use the word or the term investor agent. Somebody might send you a cease and desist.
Uh-oh.
Why?
We'll just leave
Why
that
is that?
there.
Uh-oh.
Why is that?
Anyhow, on we go.
Oh, well, they can kiss my ass. I got more money than they do. Whoever they are. I don't know who that is.
It just got quiet.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
on we
literally,
go.
I don't know who you're talking about, but tell them.
No, it's all good.
Let me
fine.
put my address in the side chat. If you're watching right now, and I'm not allowed to say that, it's 123 Kiss My Ass Street. I'll say whatever the hell I want.
Yep.
.com. Okay, cool.
So they're building a team?
Yes. Yeah.
Partner?
Rahima and Laura are building a team at EXP.
I was looking at it today.
And it's going to
I
be.
I was looking at EXP.
It's going to be an incredible.
the
We've
last
actually
couple
got
weeks. Yep.
EXP agreeing to not only bolster wholesale as part of what they're allowing their agents to do, but champion it.
Yeah. Well, Chris Craddock, who on the Wholesaling Inc. has got it approved with them.
Yeah.
He's got the wholesaling approved. And I'd be really interested to see if they'd let us
nationwide.
crack in there and
Nationwide, guys. It'll be nationwide.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about EXP is that there is nationwide. That's a lot of agents.
A lot of agents, a lot of wholesalers that we can get legitimized by having the credentials, put up there with the best of them, the Cardones. How cool is that?
Awesome.
So email Laura Morby at iCloud.com if you guys want to link in with Laura and Rahima's team. And Jamil and I will be doing some additional training, all that kind of stuff. It'd be really, really cool. All right. Help me, please help, and tell me what I can do to do deals in Illinois, which is one of the states that has passed the law.
Get a license, Steve. I am telling you, every student that I have in Illinois that has a license is going bananas because everybody that doesn't want to get a license is doing all the surrounding states and leaving Illinois wide open. Get a license and go bananas in Illinois. They've got a perfect blend of older properties. They've got good economy. They've got good jobs. They've got good real estate market. Just get in there, get your license and get it done. I am telling you, or as Pace has mentioned, 3-4 times, double close. Double close on these deals. You got to find the right title companies. That's been the issue that I've seen, Pace, is just and Jamil is just finding the title companies that are going to do the double closes in Illinois. But you'll find somebody. You'll find somebody that's willing to do it. Just go into Facebook, go to whatever real estate agent groups there are or investor groups and ask who is the best escrow officer to do double closes, double escrows. And then Sean St.
Clair did that. Just FYI, guys. Somebody in my sub 2 group will put the Facebook group in the side chat, but Sean St. Clair, our attorney who's come on here multiple times, he has a Facebook group that will tell you who will do sub 2 and seller finance, novation agreements, double closes, etc. Nation motherfreaking wide. And speaking of nationwide, yes, Laura and Rahima's team will work in all 50 states. So if you guys are in any states, not just Arizona, you can join their team. So email Laura Morby at iCloud.com. I'm going to say that one more time because somebody will say, well, what about Alaska? What about North Dakota?
What about Hawaii?
What about Hawaii? That's like off the ocean. What about Puerto Rico? Guys, there's like 115 countries that EXP will allow you to join. So it's not just the United States. If you're in Israel, you're in wherever. Ooh.
What do you think of this?
This is interesting because Bo, who I love, he's actually a new student of mine. He's out of Oregon. The goal of business is to make money. Okay. The goal of business is to make money ethically. How are you not being ethical if you are wholesaling to a hedge fund? Let me ask Jamil and Brent that question. How are you not being ethical and moral if you are wholesaling to a hedge fund?
Well, I think what what Bo's talking about is just, he's probably speaking to the fact that we're in a housing crisis and maybe he feels that he's removing a piece of a house that could be in the inventory that could go to a family and he's giving it to a hedge fund. And, Bo, here's the deal, right? This is America. Okay. And I love the fact that that's how this country is built. It's built on competition. It's built on our capacity to write a check and get things done. I love the homeowner. I love the family that's trying to find a buyer, trying to find a house. I love that. Okay. But I also love the fact that we as Americans have the right to be capitalists. And as capitalists, we can make money and we can decide who we sell to and who we don't sell to. And as long as your funds aren't from terrorist organizations and you're not a criminal, then I can do business with you. And that's it. Now, morally, ethically, should you give a homeowner or should you give a family an opportunity to buy your house before you give a hedge fund? That's your choice, bro. I'm going to leave that in your court. Pace and I, when we're flipping houses, we do. Whenever we put a flip on the market, we give the first 72 hours to only families. Owner-occupant is the only an owner-occupant can make an offer on this property for the first 72 hours. After that, hedge funds come.
Yep. I think that this is a very real and honest thought. I felt the same way. And I've been selling to a lot of hedge funds. I'll tell you, the properties that I sell to hedge funds are, typically in rougher shape, but not total remodel shape. And they pay more. And so,
they give you less hassle.
I'm looking at my team and I'm looking at their bonus structure and I'm looking at the deals that we're doing. And I don't have a problem with it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I know that if you look at the percentage that they're buying compared to what the regular market's buying, it's not even close.
Here's my feeling. If you are brand new in this business, you need to make as much money as you possibly can by doing it lawfully, legally, ethically, etc. If you are trying to make a moral judgment call by helping somebody as a family, I'm going to tell you guys something really raw, as I believe I'm the biggest go-giver in this industry. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Maybe some people think I'm egotistical, but whoever thinks that, you can also kiss my ass, just like investor agents can kiss my ass. Okay? You can kiss my ass. So here's the thing. I give a lot to a lot of people. And whenever I'm giving something to somebody, guess what else I'm doing? I'm taking it away from my family. Anything I give away to somebody else, I have taken it away from my family. And some people will say, no, Pace, everything you give away comes back 10x. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. I have not been to heaven. I have been told by my pastor, my bishop, etc., that when I go to heaven, I'm going to be blessed. I have not seen that yet. What I do know for sure is that when I give generously to people who recognize the gift and actually can compound that gift, I then see the fruits of my labor. I see Jamil or Brent give things in their time to people generously, and those people take what they learn and they go give it to 10 more people. And I can see the compound effect of that. I'm going to tell you right now, when I try and do favors for home buyers, they are some of the most ungrateful pieces of shit you will ever meet in your life. It will never go anywhere. Your gift that you are giving them, you are taking it away from your family, your business, your employees, etc., to justify a generous thing that you're doing for a homeowner. Do not count on that until, I'm not saying it's wrong to give to them. Make sure your bases are covered. Make sure you are taking care of your operation and your employees and their children before you start thinking about the buyer. Take care of your company first. You have employees. Between all three of the people on this screen, we have over 1,000 employees. And over those 1,000 employees, they have 4 people that rely on every single one of those paychecks that come along. So that's 4,000 people depend on us to make as much money and the best decisions possible every single day. I am not going to slow down for one individual buyer that will never turn around and reciprocate that gift that I gave them. That's my personal thing. I'm sorry. Yes, I do choose where I put my gifts because sometimes people can take things from you and it never gets returned and compounded and compounded and compounded. I'm sorry. I have obviously an issue with giving and people taking advantage of me. And I can tell you all the breaks we gave to buyers that were like, oh, here's a letter about the this and the that. And most of them are manipulating you. It's a negotiating tactic.
Yep.
Your buyers and their realtors are as dirty as a hedge fund in my mind. There's no difference. Now, I understand there's a housing shortage. And so, yes, Jamil and I have a very strong, hey, let's give families 24 to 72 hours to make this work before we even open it up to hedge funds. But at the end of the day, take care of your family, your people, the people that rely on you. They came and worked for you for a reason, because they trust you're making good decisions for them and their family and their children. So at the end of the day, everybody needs to be taken care of in your company before anything else.
Well, I mean, but Pace, isn't that kind of like saying, well, I wouldn't sell it to Pace. Pace has over 500 doors.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? Wouldn't you want to be the real estate investor that is going after and building a big portfolio, and then you're going to hate on the people that are building big portfolios, but you want to be like them?
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
A weird thing. And then you go, well, this is a moral thing. Okay, so you're going to only live in one house, right? You're going to only own one house. You're going to only do this, right? You're going to let everybody else buy all the other houses. Even if you find an incredible opportunity, somebody wants to work with you, you're not going to add it to your portfolio.
Right.
I feel like any of us doing any of these actions or any of these activities, if we really want to get super meta about this,
let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you are calling real estate agents to get deals under contract before they get listed because you want an opportunity, you are taking away a house from a possible homeowner.
Right.
That is 1,000% correct.
If you are a wholesaler calling a motivated seller, or calling homeowner lists and trying to find a motivated seller to see if they'll contract with you prior to listing on the MLS, you are taking a property off of the retail market, and you are stopping a homeowner from being able to find a house. So anything that we're doing as investors, and that means from the newbie who's just starting, to Brent Daniels, to me, to Pace, to the trainers, all of us, even the agent investors, we're all doing something that could be potentially taking away a property from a possible homeowner. And I don't think there's a moral issue there. I think that we are in business.
Well, think about this. Why don't we start a nonprofit? Okay. Why don't we do this? We'll start a nonprofit. We'll call homeowners that are in foreclosure, and we'll educate them on how to wholesale their house for them instead of actually doing it and wholesaling it. Like, if that's really where we're going with this, is like, you know what? Why don't I just become a dentist and fix people's cavities for free? Because you know what? It takes a couple of tools and 15 minutes to remove that cavity. Like, guys, this is enterprise. This is how people make money. But
if you become a great dentist and then you sell you branch out and start other franchises as a dentist, people shouldn't go to you, Pace. You're making too much money. You're too big.
Yeah, right? You're right. I provided such great customer service and user experience. Yeah. I was able to garner a lot of employee or a lot of team and make a lot of money that I was able to expand. Now I'm an evil corporation. Guys, I'm telling you, after being in this business as long as we all have, I have been more manipulated by home buyers than I have by hedge fund buyers. I'm telling you that right now. I'm sorry. You don't want to hear that, but it's true.
It's true, Pace. And a lot of the times the perspectives of people that are like, hey, you should be ashamed of yourself for blah, 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 because you're doing business. I'm like, bro, Did you go to McDonald's in the last 60 days? Yeah.
Everything you touch,
Everything you touched had a wholesale step up. You realize that, right? Everything that you do in your life, even to the toilet paper you used to wipe your butt, went through a process.
The concrete
went through a process.
The cars
went through a process.
Buses, trains,
process.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. I really like Bo a lot, so I know where his question's coming from. He has where his question's coming from. He didn't want to incite any of this friction or anything like that, but you guys really need to understand what we're doing here. There's a really great comment actually in the side chat. She says, the sellers, even if you wanted to show a seller, they're not going to actually do the work. I can't remember can't see where the comment is. I have had so many sellers that I'm talking to. Have you guys ever had a seller go, man, I love what you're doing. I want to come and do this myself. This is amazing. You ever had that conversation with a seller, Brent?
Sorry, I wanted to put in here that Bo has a big heart. He really does. And that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
and I don't think that's where we're going at all. He really does. I think that just morally, from a moral standpoint, that's an individual thing. And we're just telling you our opinion on it. It's an individual thing. If you don't want to sell to hedge funds, don't sell to hedge funds.
Yeah.
Sell to everybody else. Get the most out of somebody else. That's 100%. I'm just saying the responsibilities that you have as a business owner, when you have a lot of employees, you've got a lot of people working for you. It might change your perspective. That's all.
You know, here's something. Here's a good point to this, and we'll put a button on this. I'm going to brag about something a little bit. So my goal is to get the best deal possible on anything I buy. That's my goal, right? So I had a couple of students, Tevin and another student, working on a seller finance deal in Myrtle Beach. It's a duplex right on the beach, and 2% seller finance, great deal. And I negotiated their assignment fee down. Okay, they're both making money. They're both making decent money on this deal, and I'm buying it seller finance. And what am I doing with it? I'm turning into an Airbnb, which will then cash flow. Okay, and what I'm doing is she hasn't responded to me, but I texted her about 45 minutes ago. I am giving Caroline, who is on my team. She was a TTP student. I met her through TTP. She came and worked for me, and she works for me at Sub 2. She runs my whole daily dial in the morning. She changes people's lives. I am giving her all the cash flow on a monthly basis on that one property as a monthly bonus for as long as she stays with me. So what I'm trying to say is it was my job to get the best deal up front, to negotiate hard up front so that I could afford to pay somebody who is on my team and carrying forward my team and providing a lot of benefit to my team. Take care of your family. Take care of your team as much as you possibly can. That is your obligation as a business owner. You are the leader. People rely on Brent Daniels to make strong decisions. They rely on him every single day. There's people in there running your studio, people on your team that look to you and they go, Brent's going to make a good decision for me today. Brent's going to go the right direction. I'm praying for Brent because my family relies on him. Guys, people rely on me to make good decisions, both on the buy side and on the sell side, so that I can provide benefit to my employees and build my company with good values and a good culture as much as I possibly can. In fact, I'm learning all my culture habits from Keegley. I don't freaking know what book they're reading or what religion they're part of, but holy freaking crap. These are the culture there is insane. So I'm just trying to chase, how do I help as many people as I can that are on my organization? And in order for me to do that, I have to buy as low as I can with the best terms and have to sell as high as I can with the best terms for me.
That's right.
That's it. That's business. Sorry, guys. Whoever the buyer is, I don't care. As long as you fulfill your obligation on my contract, I have zero moral obligation to help you out, other than the only people I have responsibility to are the people that work for me.
100%. I want to make a quick pivot here because I keep reading these things in the chat.
Yeah.
About the state of the market and where kind of things are moving and pivoting to. And guys, absolutely, if you have noticed in the last 7 to 14 days a shift in action and activity, and I can tell you this because as Keegley, we do so many transactions, we can see when there's a dip, right? But it's not a dip in, hey, we're not buying anymore. It's one of these like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, what's happening? Interest rates are going up.
Yep.
Okay. What does that mean? That means that your fix and flippers, their deals are not going under contract as fast as they normally would have. We are seeing more price reductions in the market right now than we've seen in the last 5 years. We are seeing.
What's a price reduction, Jamil, just for people that don't know what that means? I mean, it sounds very literal, but like in what context? When is that happening?
Yep. So thanks for asking me to clarify. So a price reduction means that something got listed on the MLS.
So like a fix and flipper?
A flipper could be an original home, or it could be anything. Just a house gets listed and it sits at that price and then needs to be reduced because it was priced too high. Okay. So price reduction means that the agent or the seller realizes that they need to reduce their price in order for a buyer to come and trade.
Yep.
We're seeing a reduction in the number of home searches. Redfin is reporting a reduction in the number of home searches every week in the last 2 weeks.
No,
Zillow reporting the same thing. Yes.
Say that one more time. That's a big statistic.
A massive reduction in the number of home searches every week in Redfin and in Zillow. Okay, massive reduction in the number of home searches. And guess what else we're seeing? A decrease in mortgage applications. Okay.
Ooh.
But guess what we haven't seen? Oh, guys, this is so math. Guess what we haven't seen? A massive spike in inventory.
Right.
So you know what? You know why?
Because there's no inventory.
Because there's still the 9,000-pound gorilla sitting at the table gobbling up everything that the home buyer who's scared of a 5% mortgage won't buy right now.
Are we talking about Brent Daniels? Because he's like, he got gorilla arms and he eats bananas.
That's
this 9,000-pound gorilla, let's call him hedge fund. Okay. He is still gobbling up so much inventory that we're not seeing massive spikes in inventory. So we're seeing reductions in searches. We're seeing reductions in mortgage applications. We're seeing price reductions, but we're not seeing what you should normally see is an increase in inventory. You're not seeing that. So what does that mean? Hedge funds are still buying.
Yep.
They're waiting for the primary home buyer to stop buying right now so that they can come in and buy for cheaper.
Listen, this is a cash buyer move since the beginning of time.
Correct.
Since they started mortgages.
Correct.
They wait until mortgage rates go up. People stop or think that there's going to be a major crash so that they pull themselves on the sideline and they go and they gobble it all up.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
What happened in 08, 09, 010? We had more sales in our county in 8, 9, 10 than ever before. It was all hedge funds. It was all Blackstone. It was all these big companies coming in, buying all these properties at the trustee auctions. All the foreclosures got gobbled up. Guess what they did? They put tenants in there.
Yep.
Guess what they did? They hired really professional managers to manage those properties, and they still have those properties.
Correct.
And those properties have gone way up.
Correct. So now let's talk about how do we navigate in this world right now? What's the pivot? Right?
Well, listen, if your fix and flippers are slowing down and they don't have enough funds, where do you go to?
You're buying holders.
That's it.
You're buying holders because they still have the same fundamentals. And then secondly, guys, the conversations that you're having with agents right now needs to shift. The conversation that you're having with homeowners right now, if you're going direct to seller, needs to shift. Guys, you're in the most powerful situation you could right now is the most powerful we will get, because you get the right to say to the homeowner, or you get the right to say to the agent, hey, Mr. Cocky.
Yes.
Hey, Mr., your house is going to sell for $1 bajillion.
Yep.
Guess what? It ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready to talk reality with me? Are we really going to talk about a price where this house is going to trade today?
Do you want to be sitting here? Do you know how many conversations I had in 2009 and 10 of people in 2006 and 7 that said, I wish I would have sold my property. I wish I would have sold my property. These are the conversations you're talking to your sellers with. You know what I mean? You don't want to be sitting here a year from now and you wish you would have sold and the market's gone down. You don't know what's going on, right? All of these things, everything floating around in the media, everything, interest rates going up, stock markets crashing, crypto's gone to the toilet, all of these things, all of it's doom and gloom. And it is like the perfect time to be a real estate wholesaler.
Perfect
It is
time
the
for us.
perfect time. All those, I'm telling you, we are getting so many deals from dead leads,
Yes.
guys. From the dead
Yes.
leads, right? You guys get it, right? From the dead leads that we had, we're getting so many deals from because the sellers are like, you know what, I got to get out. This is the time. This is finally right now. You know, it's finally time.
All the more
So-
reason why I'm doing my secret agent 2.0.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to be with this whole new world of conversations with agents, how everything is going to shift. Look, we had Jacob Simpson, who was on Secret Agent 1.0. Everything's going to be different now. The way we speak to the agent's going to be different. The words we use are going to be different. 2.0 is going to be way different from 1.0. I'm actually going to delete 1.0 because it doesn't.
It's obsolete.
It's obsolete.
We got to move.
It's obsolete.
Yep.
We're in a new world, guys. We have new words to use. So if you guys haven't signed up, it's in the chat. Secret Agent 2.0. I'm going to teach you how to have these conversations correctly in the new world.
There you go.
I have a question about data real quick. So recent data I just found out is foreclosures are up 700%. Okay, for a couple of reasons. There are now more and more states that are allowing foreclosures to happen. So there's a backlog, and so that's going to happen for a duration. Do you guys feel like that's a great place to pull your first list, foreclosures?
1000%.
Is there a list
1000%.
that's working for you best, Brent, right now?
Well, the dead list for sure. That's one of them. Always driving for dollars. I mean, pre-foreclosures, hit or miss for us. I mean, we're going for, bigger wholesale deals. So it's to be honest, we haven't been putting a lot of emphasis on it. I don't even know how many there are right now in Phoenix. I feel like we could go through them in a few hours. But I'm sure it's in the list. I'd have to talk to Jackie.
Love it.
Love
Love it.
But I mean, the stuff that we do now, Pace, the deals that we close now, we talked to them 90 days ago. You know what I mean? So I'm sure we've got them in the pipeline that are closing. And I think that, listen, you say it all the time, Pace. This is the only list that has a defined timeline.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb.
It's got a defined, maybe you could throw tax sales in there or the redemption period with tax sales in there. But for the most part, it's going to be pre-foreclosure, and that's going to show significant distress because listen, they financially they're not able to handle that property anymore, and they're going to have to do something with it. And watch what happens with all of the banks, tacking it on the back and what the new interest rate and how that's going to all work, and it being variable. They're going to pop up again and again and again when they go in to do some sort of refinance or what is it when they redo the loan?
Moratorium, loan mod.
Oh,
loan
no,
mod.
loan mod.
Loan
Yeah.
mod.
Yes, the Trainer brothers will be on Secret Agent 2.0. So will Jacob Simpson. We're shuffling things all around,
Awesome.
but 2.0 is going to be just insanity. Emily, put that link up in there again.
There you go. So talk to me, Pace. You're talking a lot. You're getting real hard and heavy with pre-foreclosures. What are you seeing? What are you seeing with your 4,000 plus students? What are you seeing with your own business? What are you seeing, out there?
I have a lot of, it's the most reliable list ever.
Yeah.
It's the most reliable list ever. And if you go to Brent Daniels' YouTube channel, we've done 3 foreclosure videos, guys.
Yep.
3. And you'll see Bo Howard just made a comment. He's like, literally the Pace and Brent YouTube videos on foreclosure kind of lay out most everything you'll ever need to know, how to talk to them, et cetera, and also the timeline. So there's 3 buckets for foreclosures, right? The people who sell immediately the second they're like, oh my gosh, I really am going to lose my house. I got a foreclosure notice. Then there's another bucket of people that are the ostrich. They put their head in the sand for a long duration. And then there's the people, like we just got a deal, happens all the time. It's the week before the auction is when they wake up. And so when you nurture them and you follow up with them, that's the most reliable list ever. You start a relationship with them, they're in foreclosure, you stay on top of them all the way until they're about a week before, and you get, those are the most reliable deals in this industry, in my opinion.
Danny asks, why do people intentionally give their home to the bank even when they have more than enough equity to make a deal and cash out at least something?
32 houses a day are getting foreclosed on in Maricopa County. 32
every single day.
every single day.
Every single day. I am telling you. And you know, with pre-foreclosures, I mean, if you can't get them on the phone and you can't get them on a text and you
Knock
can't
a
get them on
door.
mail, you better go to that door.
I've got students, you know, our students are connected all over the country, right? So you'll get students that are virtually wholesaling from like Long Island down to Florida, or Long Island to Texas, and now Texas is foreclosing. They'll call another student, go, hey, can you go knock on this door? Guys, squat up. Get some. If you're virtually doing it, go knock the door. Danny asked the question, why do people intentionally give up their home to the bank? Here's the answer. They don't believe that they're actually going to get foreclosed on. When we were knocking doors almost exclusively about 3 years ago in 2019, Matt Beard was running our door knocking team. And we would get people that would, the day before the auction, they would not answer their door. And we go, guys, you're losing your house tomorrow. They're like, no, we're not. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, you're not.
Government would never do that.
We got it figured out.
We got it figured out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They're not going to, they'll extend. And then next thing you know, they get sold on auction. People are in denial. And so what we started doing is we started going and knocking doors and showing people, look, like these are the people that got foreclosed on yesterday. You are going to get foreclosed on tomorrow. This is not fictitious. And all of a sudden, our deal closures doubled because people are like, holy crap, real addresses. These people don't know. They don't know where to look up foreclosure data. They don't know that there's an actual auction with people standing on courthouse steps, bidding on properties. Like that's a legit thing.
Yep.
They don't know that it exists. So they're in denial that it actually is going to happen. And they tell you right there, like, I'm not going to lose my house. The next thing you know, they do.
Bro, every one of us watching here, even remotely involved in what's happening right now here, is going to die. Okay. Yet 80% of us that are a part of today's little wholesale hotline wasted our time today.
What?
Every one of us is going to die that's watching this podcast, and 80% of us wasted the day.
My mom says that I'm eternal.
That's what happens. People just, they don't get it.
Yeah.
We don't get it. Take action, man. You don't know what's going to happen.
Matthew Justice, Pace, how are you reaching out to foreclosures? Are you still door knocking? No, we are not door knocking. When COVID hit, we kind of slowed down on that. And what we've done in my office is that I have a group of students that meet every Saturday, and they go out and they congregate. They go out and knock doors together, but my team doesn't knock doors anymore. We have automated our business. We're just cold calling. And for anybody that knows, I have a virtual assistant business that I own called startvirtual.com. They do all of our cold calling and all of our texting. I'd say 90% of all of our leads come from cold calling and texting. Cold calling and texting. Cold calling and texting. That's it. Tried and true.
Also squatting up.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother business. Like that's
squatting up, right?
That's an entire other. I told you today on the phone, I spent an hour with you on the phone today, and I was going through a big series of deals I'm working on, and all of those came from squatting up. It's an entire business model, just squatting up.
That's how you got this deal.
Squat up,
the
bro.
57.
It's because you squat up.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, listen, you guys, you have to understand, like, part of being proactive in this business is connecting with other people. And if somebody is going to have the confidence to go to the door and take that action, but maybe they don't have the same resources, or maybe they don't have the money to close on the deal, or maybe they don't have the buyers to sell it to, or they don't know how to structure it. It's all here in the chat. That's what the whole point of the show has been. That's what we've been doing for 118 Mondays is trying to encourage, and you guys travel the whole country, you know, really just evangelizing this whole philosophy of squatting up.
100%.
Which is, it's all in here, guys. It's all connecting with everybody in this group. It's talking to people is part of that. You know what I mean? It's still, and I'm not just talking about my brand. I'm talking about being proactive and going out there and just the other conversations that you have, the conversations that you have with other people in this is going to get you deals. And not only that, but then you got this great story, and then you can go into other places and explain how you work with everybody. I mean, that's what it is all about. Yes, agents, Yes, ugly houses. Yes, other real estate investors. Yes, other wholesalers. Every single day, guys, if you're not taking an hour or 2 or 3 hours minimum, if you're full-time, if you're not on the phone, these guys are on the phones hand dialing agents all day. They're closing on $206,000. How old are you guys? How old?
I'm turning 21 at the end of the month.
20 years old.
Y'all couldn't even get into the club in Vegas.
20
man.
years old, guys.
Crazy.
20 years old.
They couldn't even get into the club at Clever, bro, and they're taking home $103,000 this month.
Somebody asked, "What do I mean by squatting up?" in the comments.
Okay, we have 704 people watching live between all the platforms.
Yep.
Guys, for those of you that are like, there's only 105. It depends on what channel you're watching. There's a total of 704 live viewers watching Wholesale Hotline right now. Okay. How many people have you talked to in the chat today? Of the 704 of you, how many of you have made a conversation with somebody in the chat? How many of you have said, like, guys, if you're on my YouTube channel, go to Paces, go squat up in that chat. If you're on Paces, go to mine, squat up in that chat. If you're on mine, go to Brent, squat up in that chat. Take an opportunity to become friends with the people in the chat. That's where you will do business.
I've got a guy sitting to my right-hand side. We call him Uncle Lanza in sub 2. He's been with me for 2 years. He's a big leader. He built his entire business on squatting up. Just solving other people's problems. He literally has made millions of dollars. He's doing fix and flips. He's doing novations. He's doing wraps, subject to assignments on cash deals. He's doing all of the things literally just by becoming friends with people in our community. That's it. And solving their problems. That is the definition of squatting up. Now,
how does he provide value, Pace? Give some instance. Is he helping with contracts? Is he helping with negotiating? Is he comping? Does he have the money? Does he have the buyers? What is it?
He'll underwrite a deal that somebody doesn't know. Like, is this a good deal or not? And
what does underwriting mean?
Underwriting means looking at it, right? There's 2 ways to look at a deal. You can comp a deal. Comping and underwriting are not the same thing. At least in my world. Comping is I'm looking at comparable properties and I'm coming up with a value of that property. That's comping. Underwriting is looking at all the particulars of that deal and saying, is this something worthy of buying, holding, fixing, and flipping? Let's look at all the details of what is my hard money costs, right? That's not comping. Comping is not what is your hard money cost. Underwriting is looking at all the details. Who's doing the construction? What's the construction cost going to be? How long are you going to hold it? That's underwriting. The full detailed analysis of a deal is underwriting. Okay. It's all the things you don't think of is underwriting. Okay. So he'll underwrite a deal and go, oh, that's a good deal. It's not a good deal. Or, hey, let me call the seller, help you restructure that. Hey, I could be your buyer. Hey, I could lend money to you. Hey, let me talk to your seller for you because it looks like this should be a creative deal. In fact, his entire first year of his business was only calling wholesalers that had dead leads. That was it. Wholesalers that had a seller that had no equity or a seller that wanted too much money, and built an entire business on just helping wholesalers that knew nothing except how to offer 70 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. So he provides that value. Today, I was driving around with him going to the inspection, and somebody calls me in my truck out of California and says, I need a California attorney. Uncle Lanza sitting next to me goes, I've got an attorney for you. Let me connect you with them. What's your phone number? Let me make a warm introduction. Guys, there is a litany of things that you can do for people. And if you're brand new and you want to squat up, let's talk about the brand new shit. Because some of you guys are like, oh, I underwrite. Damn, I didn't even know what squatting up is. Now you're telling me I got to underwrite for some people? Shit. That ain't happening.
And I want to go through our underwriting once you're done, Pace. I've got something here. Yep.
I'd love to hear that. So what can I do if I'm brand new? I just joined Wholesale Hotline. I saw Jamil on Bigger Pockets. I saw Brent Daniels on a Playgirl magazine. Wherever I saw these people, I just got here. How do I squat up if I'm brand new and I don't even know what squatting up means? You guys still laughing about the Playgirl thing?
Am I that mysterious that he gets Bigger Pockets and I get Playgirl?
I look at you
out more, man. I need to travel with you guys.
Look at you, dude. Look at the hair. You look like Johnny Bravo. You freaking hot.
Can I just say the number one question that Pace and I get asked everywhere we go is, "Where's Brent?"
Yeah.
It's like it's truly the number one question we're asked. You're an enigma.
Yeah. All right.
And we always tell everybody, he's got 2 young kids.
Yep.
He's got responsibilities he's dealing with at home, and it's not because he doesn't want to be out there. It's because he's got to be with his children right now.
It's a season.
Yep.
So yeah, I was Thunder Down Under. Yeah, I was part of that for a while. Underwriting. Listen, for everybody new, just understand when you're underwriting a deal, there's 3 buckets. Is this going to be a flip? Is this going to be a hold? Or is this going to be an assignment? Okay. And then from there, you go back to the 4 pillars. And that's the condition, timeline, motivation, price. And what you really are looking for, condition, is what is the estimated repair budget? We've got a ton of things on TTP Insider. If you want that, Jamil's got a ton of things that he posts to his Instagram. You can check out different kind of estimated repair budgets there. And then you go, okay, what is their timeline? Like, when do they actually want to sell this property? Have they made the decision that they want to sell this property? And then obviously the price. And then from price, that really branches off, and this is where Pace becomes the master of it, is price or terms, right? Every lead can be a deal. Like, literally, you could do a deal with every single lead if you could agree on price or the terms, or a combination of both. All right. So just to keep it really, really, really simple, when you're looking at underwriting, is this a flip? Is it a hold? Or is this an assignment deal? And then from there, is it going to be creative or is it going to be cash? And that's going to depend on either price or terms. Make sure you get the timeline so you understand when they actually want to transfer, actually sign a document that gets notarized, that transfers title of their property to somebody else in most of the deals. And what is the repair budget, so you know what price is appropriate.
Okay, so you bring up 3 things that I love, and I talk about this all the time.
Yep.
I would like to know if you guys could dispute me on this. There are only 3 ways to make money in real estate. There are only 3 ways to make money in real estate. Okay. Crystal says, my husband hates when I give him terms.
It's so good.
That's so
it's
good.
like that. I think that comment kind of wins the day. Like, it's
so good.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Okay, so there's 3 ways to make money in real estate. Okay, 3 ways to make money in real estate. Number 1, you can assign and do wholesales.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, you can develop, which is also fixing and flipping, or finding a piece of dirt and developing it. Essentially, what you're doing is buying a property, improving it, and selling it to somebody else. That's development. Or 3, you can buy and hold, right? Those are the only 3 ways I can see how you can make money in real estate. Do you guys know any other way besides those 3?
That's it. I mean, it's flip, hold, or assign, that's what you're working on. So just
somebody might say, well, I can make money in real estate as a notary. And I'm like, no.
No, you're not making money in real estate as a notary. You're making
a service provider.
Yes, you're a service provider.
When you have service provider to us who are in real estate.
When you have a signed purchase agreement, then yes, those are your 3 ways. Yep.
And that's not somebody saying there's more than 1, there's more than 3 exit strategies. Pace isn't talking about exit strategies.
No.
He's talking about what will end up happening with the deal.
How do you make money?
How do you make money? How are you making money in this transaction? And there's 3 ways. You can hold it, you can add value to it, or you can sell it.
Somebody go, well, I know you could rent it, but you could also Airbnb it. Guys, those are both buy and hold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you could do a corporate rental.
Buy and hold.
Okay, buy and hold. Well, you could do apartment syndication. Buy and hold. Still buy and hold, guys.
Yep.
Okay, it's 3 things. Well, what about if I buy a house and I tear it down and I build a new house and then I sell it? That's called development. It's fixing and flip. That's fix and flip.
It's a flip.
As Jamil says, that's forcing appreciation. That's creating value. That's creating an opportunity, right?
Yep.
What is it? You say something that's really good. What is it?
Potential
equity.
You're
creating potential.
Yeah, you create potential.
Yep.
Forcing appreciation. I use
that
the
all
word
the time.
I use the word
I think
forcing
it's the right way to
appreciation,
say it.
and I get beat up for it on the internet. But it's true. You're forcing appreciation because you're adding value.
Are those the investor agents? Are those the people who are saying that?
Probably.
I feel like with the ominous response I get, I should be quiet. I don't even know who this is, but I feel like it's the Yakuza or something. Like, who is this? Is this a gang of people?
It's all good. It's all love, bro. It's all love. It's all love.
Well, that's why I'm joking about it.
System.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
if I fix and flip it? Hold it. What is this? Yeah.
Oh, Crystal with another banger. She's like, I would prefer to hold my potential.
Is that in real estate or is that?
Can somebody give Crystal a 5-minute set, please? Because I
Yeah.
think she's like probably the funniest woman that we've had on the show.
Can we also get her husband on here?
Yeah.
It's probably him typing it with her.
No, she's got it. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, ooh, this one's a good one. Okay. Jamil, this one's probably a great one for you. Plant-based Maj says, why do some agents not want to make a contract assignable?
A lot of times plant-based, the reason why an agent has apprehensions towards a contract being an assignable is because of past trauma, past history with wholesalers not performing, not understanding that the most legitimate real estate investors on the planet, I would call that big national home builders like D.R. Horton, Pulte Homes, these big companies. Every time they enter into a contract, it's and or assignee.
Always.
And they're constantly wholesaling. They're constantly selling portions of their interest here and there.
For millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Okay. And nobody ever complains or says anything is going on over there. Why? Right. Because they're publicly traded companies.
Right.
Also, when you're doing commercial deals, every commercial deal I've ever been a party to or looked at, the contract is always written and or assigned and or nominee.
Yeah.
It's very, very common when it comes to businesses. So why some agents are apprehensive is because they don't understand, and whatever history they've had with wholesalers in the past hasn't been good history. So how do you get around this? Well, first and foremost, if I'm working with a real estate agent who just has so much past trauma with working with wholesalers that an assignable contract's just not going to be acceptable to them, fine. I'll do a double close there.
Yep. Let me just peer real quick before we move on. We'd have, as a real estate agent, which I was for over a decade, you'd have monthly meetings.
Yep.
And there'd be announcements and there'd be people talking, and they would go up and they would go, watch out for deals that say and or assignee. Most of the time, these people don't have the money, so make sure that you're tracking their proof of funds, their earnest deposit. Make sure that they've got a good reputation. Make sure that you're calling their proof of funds and they know what's going on there, so that you're not, getting under contract with somebody that's going to waste your client's time. These are conversations in every brokerage across the country on their meetings. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
So understand that. And one, have the ability to go, Brandon knows, have the ability to close that deal. Okay.
Yes.
First of all. And two, if you don't, let the agent know, this is my plan. I've got all these buyers. They're ready to go. This is what I want to do with this property. Do you want to sell it to me? Yes or no? And if they don't have any other buyers, which is going to start happening, I'm telling you, you could get it through that way. And it depends on what market you're at. But for the most part, they know what's going on, guys. Like, how we're doing this class on how to talk to property owners? Property owners don't have a YouTube channel on how to talk to wholesalers when we call them. There's just not training for it. There's not courses. There's no unsub2 or unastro or unTTP, right? There's nobody out there getting together in seminars of 1,500 people, getting people on stage to talk about this is what you say to real estate investors when they call you. Okay? But agents do. So step your game up. Step your game up and listen to what Jamil is saying. Watch his what is it called? Secret Agent. That's it.
In fact, what I'm gonna do on Secret Agent 2.0 is I'm gonna bring on a sub 2 student who's gonna be calling realtors that day.
Right.
They're not gonna be calling for cash deals. They're gonna be calling for terms.
Love it.
So they're gonna be calling
properties?
They're going to be calling houses that are listed on the MLS for 90 days or more, and they're going to convert, or they're going to have a conversation with those agents about how to turn that deal into a seller finance or a subject to deal. Pace is going to select his best seller whisperer to come on to Secret Agent 2.0
That's hard. That's hard, bro. We got a lot.
I know you got a lot. I know
We should just create our own closers
thousands
Olympics.
of
Throw
killers.
darts. Throw
Sub
darts.
2 should just have its own closers Olympics. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna give us the dude who's gonna have the best conversations with those agents, and we're gonna convert a lot of those deals into creative deals, guys. Working with, because somebody was just saying, I try to talk to an agent about creative deals and they glaze over. They do glaze over if you don't know how to approach the conversation.
Yep.
Well, don't they also glaze over when you talk about splitting a deal? Like Monique Walker, did she just knew right away how that worked, or did you guys
She
have
needed
to
education? Yeah, she needed a conversation.
Right.
Munif would be a great person to have on there. It could be Munif, but I'm going to leave it up to Pace to decide.
Dude, I got so many. I love Munif. He's such a leader in the community, but I think we got to give a couple other people some shine. You know what I'm saying?
Fresh meat.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes, I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Ooh, the Bash Brothers would be good. The Bash Brothers would be good. We got some, bro. We got
It's
some.
not a contest, Leo. It's not a contest. That they all, at the end of the day, they all win because they're all getting deals.
That's right. Actually, I will only select a student that will sell the deals to me. That's how I'm going to select the students.
There you go.
Or are you trying to gobble them up? What are you trying to do with these deals, dog? You trying to gobble these up?
No, I ain't trying to gobble nothing. I'm just trying to show. I'm just trying to show the reality of how like legitimately easy it is to have these conversations and get these things locked up. I mean, we've got so many people overcomplicating it daily. Look, if you're in the chat right now and you haven't gotten your first deal yet, that means that you overcomplicated it today. You did.
And that could be mental. That could just be that mental block stopping you. Listen, the fact is, being in a comfort zone is dope. That's cool. But if you want change, that means you want to be somebody else. You want to be a different version of yourself. Change is really hard. Change is that kick in the gut. Change is that thing that makes you feel terrible.
Yeah.
And then you got to go through all that, and you got to get reps in, and you got to learn new skills. But the beautiful thing is, once you learn the new skills, I don't care if you go through a divorce, which I hope you don't, but I don't care if you go through illness. I don't care if you go through a lawsuit. I don't care if you make a bad business decision and lose all of your money. Guess what you still have? Your skills. That's the thing that sticks around. So it goes back to that whole discipline or regret thing. Right? If you want to change, you have to take that shot in the stomach. It's not fun, and you got to keep going forward. But you know you're on the right path if you got that shot to your stomach and you're feeling it. That's growth. That's change. That's going into something, churning into somebody that you aren't right now. And you can't be a millionaire without being a millionaire. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just to become that.
And Amy, you're right. It is easy for me to say, I don't necessarily. I'm not throwing you under the bus or trying to make you feel bad. And it's okay for you to admit that you overcomplicated it today. It's okay with that. It's okay to do that. It's okay for you to say, maybe I don't understand, or maybe I don't have all the appropriate things in front of me right now that I need in order to do this in the best way possible. That's okay. It's not a judgment call. I'm just saying the facts are is if you put in 8 hours today and you didn't get a deal, you overcomplicated it. I've seen Pace and Laura get on YouTube and get a deal locked up in 2 hours. I did a live last week and got 4 houses put under contract in 90 minutes.
I could do a deal in an hour and a half from scratch on Wholesale Hotline. I could almost
complicating it, right?
I could almost guarantee it. What I did a long time ago on my YouTube channel, this was like no challenge. I was teaching my son, Asher at the time was 13. I was like, I'm going to show you guys how my son will get his first deal. And we just streamed it on YouTube for like 3 or 4 training sessions, and a bunch of people brought their kids, and Asher ended up getting a deal under contract using a lot of the strategies that Jamil teaches. And once I taught him, and I didn't even try until he had about 3 or 4 hours of training. So I was telling him about assignment and wholesale and this, and here's what this person does, and here's what this person does. Okay, great. Are we on the same page? Yes, we're on the same page. Great. In about an hour and a half, we got a deal. Okay. I can genuinely say I overcomplicate basically everything I've never done before in my life. I always think it's going to be harder than it's supposed to be. And then when you get through it, you're like, wait, I literally took 25 more steps than I needed to. I should have just simpled it, made it way more simple. I think you're right. Way right, way correct about that.
I think that's the purpose of Wholesale Hotline, is to help you guys deconstruct.
Yes,
1000%.
absolutely. And then talk a little shit, talk a little shit.
It's true.
It's so true.
It's true.
Oh boy.
That's right.
Most of the time it's Jamil. Today, I don't know. They've got something going on, so I keep bringing up a word that I apparently am not supposed to say. If I say it a third time, I guess Beetlejuice pops up, so I'm not going to say it a third time. Check it out. Daniel Quijano. Okay. Also, what's funny about Daniel Quijano is that he doesn't like to be called Dan Quijano. No, he doesn't like to be called Daniel Quijano. He wants to be called Dan Quijano.
Mhm.
Yet all his names on social media are Daniel Quijano. Why are you overcomplicating it for us, brother?
We just talked about this.
So for any of you guys that don't know Mr. Daniel Quijano, he runs the nightly dial in sub 2. So every night, 4 hours
Awesome.
every single night, I spend about $10,000 of my own money with cold callers and systems and leads and all that kind of stuff. So my students can call leads that they didn't have to spend money on, so they can get over the fear of talking to sellers. And Daniel Quijano is a wonderful, wonderful leader in our community. He also competed in the Wholesale Closers Olympics and crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Did a great job. I think, Jamil, when's your challenge happening?
Starting in June, I believe.
Beginning of June, end of June.
Beginning of June.
Okay, so we got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm starting to promote it early because I've noticed that if I don't start talking about things 2 weeks in advance, then I get a lot of messages from people like, I missed it. How come you didn't personally email me? I wish you would have come to my house and delivered an invitation directly to my mailbox and said, I'm starting the Secret Agent Challenge in 2 weeks. Please come. Here's also chocolate for you.
Yes. Do you need your back scratched?
So you guys got 8 deals, 206,000. So about 226,000 average on a deal from agents. Is that high?
That's normal.
That's a normal deal.
When you're going direct to agent,
Yeah.
your average assignment's about 25
Is that
grand.
with commissions, or is that just
No, that's just total
assignments?
That's just all assignments. Yeah.
That's just assignments.
Yeah.
26,000. Were these before they put it on the market, or were they on the market?
Pre-MLS.
All of them were
All of them pre-MLS. How did you get them to send it to you?
Yes.
Come here. Will you say that to everybody here? What did you do?
I just picked up the phone and I asked if they had any houses to buy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bro, come on, dude. It's got to be more complicated than that. Like with the spirit of the
much more
show is
complicated than-
complication.
Wait. You mean you just asked?
Yeah. you
That's
just
all you
asked.
did was just
You
ask?
just asked. Right. So you asked them, do you have any properties I can buy?
Yeah. Do you have anything coming up that needs a remodel or just like needs a cash offer? You represent me. Let's do it.
That's it.
I just want to show you
Mhm.
right now, okay? Guys, you guys can't see what's happening behind the scenes, but I'm showing this to Brent, right? Right now, on average, our average deal, what is the date today?
This is the 16th.
16th, okay? So far, and these are just corporate stores.
Yeah.
We're at 34 deals.
Yep.
With an average deal size of $13,000, and that's
Awesome.
going to include all the $5,000 deals, the $7,000 deals, and then the $25,000 deals that we are talking about with the agents. And so, the agent deals are juicy goosies.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Wholesaler deals can get smaller.
Yeah.
What's the
Awesome.
largest deal that you did last month from an agent?
The largest deal is 20K from that agent we just closed our second one with.
That's your
Yep.
cut, 20K.
Yeah.
So it was actually 40.
Not that one. That one we just sold to an end buyer. But this Friday it's 22.5K.
Each?
Or like that's our half. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
so
so
44,000.
45.
Yeah.
45,000.
Wait a minute.
Hey, do you have any deals that I could buy that need some love?
Yeah.
All day long.
Isn't the script more complicated than that?
Wait, okay, will you come up here real quick? How many did you talk to before you got a deal? How many agents do you think you talked to?
They said
before you got a deal?
350.
About 350, yeah.
I thought you said it was 1,400.
Yeah, I was just
He
calling
just
for
went on a
like
streak.
I went
for,
on a
like,
That's
streak where it was
1,400
like, I didn't
calls,
get-
350 conversations.
No, 1,400 conversations. I just didn't lock anything up.
It
And
was
then
just drive for a little bit, but then
yeah, I was just watering the seeds,
I love it.
He's just watering the seeds, Pace.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, this is. I'm telling you. I am. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Calling strangers all day is a lot better than being broke.
Wait, and you can't get into nightclubs, right? You
20
can't,
years
you can't even
old.
spend that money on any girls. Yeah.
another year.
Trina's going bananas.
Hey, I want to address Amy Lynn real quick. Can I?
Yeah.
She's the one that Jamil already apologized to, but I want to address something with her. Amy Lynn, I already know Jamil really well. Okay. There's 3 times in your life where your relationships will change with your friends. 3 times, or your loved ones. Okay. 3 times. 1, when money starts entering the conversation. Okay. You go from being a friend to a business colleague. That will change the dynamic of a relationship and test the relationship to no end. 2, when you are, let's say you're dating somebody and you go and get married, you live together. When you move in with somebody, that is a dramatic change. It can change the dynamic of a relationship. And number 3, when you travel with somebody. I've been traveling with Jamil for over 5 years. I know this man. I know his quirks. I know what he looks like naked. I know a lot of things about this man. Okay. One thing I do know, he's incredibly fair and beyond fair. He's generous. And I think that Jamil will happily give you a little bit of handholding through this challenge coming up, and he'll call you out and give you specific instruction as you guys are going through. You'll be able to raise your hand, and he has a software he's using called AirMeet that allows you to not only raise your hand, but actually come on the stage with him. And I think Jamil will take a note and say, hey, Amy Lynn, you go and call some agents during this challenge, and you bring us some of your problems that you're having, and we'll help you overcome those during the live challenge. Okay. Jamil has a lot of his leaders, some of my leaders coming to this challenge. I think Jamil will give you a little bit of love and a little bit of encouragement through some of this stuff. Like, Amy, let me ask you something. If I got on the phone with an agent and the agent gave me a bad attitude right out of the gate, do you think that's going to stop me from turning the conversation around and making something out of it? No. So it doesn't mean that that's the way the business is. It means that you're lacking one little skill that Jamil's going to teach you on this challenge. So make me proud, Amy. Sign up for Jamil's challenge, have an open mind, and raise your hand when you get in there, and Jamil will give you the love that you deserve. Do you agree with that, Jamil? Or am I putting words in your mouth? Okay. Now, here's what I love. Here's what I love about these challenges, okay? I love when people talk about getting their first deal. I'm proud of you when you get your first deal, guys. Jamil is proud of you when you get your first deal, and Brent is proud of you when you get your first deal. But we are impressed when you help somebody else get their first deal. Okay. And these challenges are fun because you get to squat up with each other, and you guys get to help each other find your missing links, and you get to help each other get deals. Make sure you are signing up for this challenge. It will be epic. I told Jamil to name it the Undercover Agent. I don't know why he wanted to do 2.0. I feel like mine's cooler, but I think maybe he's saving the Undercover Agent for something else. I don't know.
There you go.
This one is called Agent. What's it called?
Secret Agent.
Secret Agent
Challenge.
2.0, beginning of June. Emily, please put the link in here. People need to sign up for this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get Daniel Quijano on the nightly dial. We're going to do tryouts. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to do tryouts on the nightly dial and the morning dial to see, and we're going to get 5 finalists in my community that will have a chance to come on Jamil's challenge and show their skills on how to call sellers, or I'm sorry, how to call agents and talk to them about terms.
Love it. Sign it up, guys.
You should.
And I'm sorry, Amy. I know you'd prefer to learn from Pace, and that's okay. But if you'd like to learn how we roll with the agent calls, you're more than welcome.
Oh, I like this one. Medium Wave Dave says Secret Agent 2 Electric Boogaloo has a nice ring to it. I like it.
That's awesome.
Jamil, are you doing it in the morning? Are you doing it at night? I know you've changed the way you've done this because the last challenge you did was morning time. Are you trying to do an evening challenge?
we're gonna still do it in the day. But what we will be not doing is we're not going to be going 2 weeks. It's going to be a week long. It'll be recorded. And in all honesty, I'm going to be a little bit more selective with who I share it with, how it's shared. It's just the problem is that you get people that they're not trying to do the work, right? They're not trying to learn. They're not trying to do it. And so I really just want action takers. I want people that are like literally going to watch and then do it again, watch and then try it again, and then watch and then try it again. So my goal is to get people that are actually going to try the process out. So I'm going to put some things in there to make sure that people are taking action.
Love it. Awesome. I think that's it. 90 minutes in. I know you got to go, Pace. We got to go.
I do go. I have a one-on-one I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay. I have a one-on-one I'm doing, and he's not watching. I already know he's not watching because he's not a student of mine, yours, or Jamil's. He's a student of somebody else that he felt like he got scammed $10,000. And he sends me a DM and he goes, I want to join your program. How are you different? And I said, don't join my program. In fact, I told my enrollment director, I sent a screenshot and I said, don't let this guy join sub 2. I'm doing a one-on-one with him tonight because I want to understand and I want to do a mindset thing. I think that guys, there's YouTube videos that I'll watch and get $10,000 of value.
Yep.
There's YouTube videos I've watched that have given me $100,000 of value. Right. Yep. So I'm doing a one-on-one with somebody, not in any one of our 3 communities, because I want to improve what we're doing. I want to see from the outside in what people really, really, really need when they're leaving another mentorship, that they feel like they got scorned and burned. And so I've got that person waiting for me in an hour. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one with him, and I'm going to be releasing that on YouTube for anybody that's not in any one of our 3 communities. I'm going to be answering to this one person how Jamil, how Brent, and how myself are different than other people. If you guys already don't know, okay? One thing that I will be doing, okay, here's the one thing I'm promoting for the next 2 weeks. Secret Agent 2.0. I'm going to be building up 5 sub 2 closers for this thing because I'm freaking excited.
Whoa.
Can I do that? Can I do that for you, Jamil?
Huh?
Can I do that for you, Jamil?
Bro, I would be honored. I would be honored if you did. Cause I let me tell you one thing. Okay. There's one thing that I know the sub 2 community does, and it's show up. So
yes.
he's going to have his trained assassins have a tournament to pick the most assassin, get on the call so that we can really understand how to convert these agents into creative deals. Brother, you're going to be providing value to people that we haven't been able to get to yet on this world of agents. And I think it's going to open up a whole new world for the sub 2 community and how they can extend the olive branch out to agents. Cause I know that's not something that you do a lot of, right? And so maybe we can figure out a way
bro, the advantage I have is I have a bunch of Astro students that are in sub 2 that basically squat up with sub 2 students. And we got a lot of crossover. That's the amazing thing about it. I got so many killers from TTP in my program. I mean, think about this. Caroline, who runs my daily dial, is a TTP trained student. That's why I brought her on board. She was a game changer in our community. So all 3 of our skill sets come together to build the most powerful transformer of
That's right. Hey guys, join me Wednesday, 10 a.m. I posted here an incredible cold call breakdown that we did last Wednesday. You need to listen to this. If you are calling directly to, and I don't want to confuse anybody with your link, but this is an incredible first 20, 30 minutes. You need to listen to this call. If you're calling direct to sellers, you need to hear what a really, really, really unbelievable call sounds like. And check that out. And we go live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, every single Wednesday, to answer your calls live. I would love for you to join me.
Brent, when can I come in and do a Novation series with you on Wednesdays?
I'm ready, brother. The calendar is wide open. You tell me.
Okay. I think I might even be able to do my first. Are you available this YouTube or this Wednesday or no?
100%.
Okay, hold on. Let me just check my calendar live while we're on here. Okay,
Hey,
I'm
10
filming with
a.m.
what on
Pacific
Wednesday,
Standard
7 to
Time,
12.
Wednesday.
I could come in on Thursday and film with you, but I want to do it live.
Yeah, I want to do it live too.
Okay,
So
we'll do it
we'll
not this
figure it out.
Wednesday, next Wednesday.
All right.
Hey, everybody, 700 of you should have all liked today's hotline.
Yeah.
Come on now. Hit this, hit the subscribe, hit the love button, hit the like button. Take care, everybody. Amy Lynn, I still love you. Bye-bye.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.